some leaders have made some big decisions about jobs, and of course, look, I have to use the word empathy, but empathise with their situation. They've had to take some tough calls, but I think it's the way in which it's been done and handled has had some very negative public relations very negative public relations issues, and has undermined actual trust in customers. There's some great examples where organisations take the Airbnb, which is quite well publicly documented, but Brian Chesky, the CEO at Airbnb, who had to let 1,500 people go, the email he wrote that's very public, it's on the website, but was beautifully crafted, but also strikingly honest in the process they've been through to arrive at that, and the things that they were doing to help those 1,500 former colleagues, launch into something different, and think about getting everyone who's remaining to think about their role to to continue the great work and make their the stock that those individuals will still hold successful going forward. So there's ways to do it, and I think you've definitely seen the good and the bad and the ugly in this. I think there's some big announcements that have also been made around the future of the workplace that I think may come back to haunt some leaders. I think
in what way?
Knee-jerk reactions about closing offices and reducing the amount of office space that we'll need. Of course, I'm sure we'll come on to talk about this. Of course, it's very likely that the workplace will change in nature and usage. But I think it's a bit rash probably to have made some of the big bold statements that have been out there, that have gone out there. And I think the other thing I'd say is there's a bit of a temptation also to just assume it's kind of one size fits all when you're making decisions about whether it's return to work patterns of the future, how to support employees as you're going through the crisis. We've done a little bit of research in sort of trying to segment how we're sort of seeing people in the workforce. You've got three sort of emerging segments. You've got protectors, people who sort of themselves are really focused on their own personal health, but also the health of others. They're really, really mindful of that, and obviously have their own specific needs and wants about working in the future. You've got pragmatists who are more open-minded, see the need for balance, and careful from a health side, but also want to interact and be practical. And then the prevailers who are more focused on civil liberties and more sceptical about the situation, more pro economics. And so you have to look at whether that's the right segmentation or not. Who knows? But you have to think that not your workforce is not homogenous.